We are back here in Baltimore. When we got the Thursday night football package and then the league set out the games, all basically divisional games, we thought better energy, better scene, and you certainly got that tonight.
Energy's here tonight. This crowd, they were here early. There's not an empty seat in the house. And these fans, they're pretty smart down here. They know their team is 0-1, second division game. They know how important this game is here tonight.
Tonight's game is being broadcast in Spanish. We're available using the SAP button on your television. Baltimore defers. We'll see the Steelers with the football first. By the way, we've been concerned for a couple of days we might be dodging thunderstorms tonight. There's still a slight chance of that, but it is high humidity and 82 degrees.
Yes, it is. Very humid, has been all night and still is here. So this is going to be short week. Players have to be very careful how they treat their bodies in this game.
Justin Tucker, one of the very best. Marcus Wheaton on the left. LeGarrette Blount flanking him. The last 5 matchups between these two have all been decided by 3 points or less. And Tucker drills it way through the back of the end zone. And that'll bring out Ben Roethlisberger, coming off last week. 365 yards against Cleveland. That's the highest total that any Steeler quarterback has ever had week 1.
Well, Jim, last week he threw the football exceptionally well, no doubt about that. Tonight, Ben Roethlisberger, I think he has to be very sharp to give this team a chance to win. Look at that Ravens defense. That front 7 is as big as any in the NFL. You are not going to overpower them.
And they got Bell in the backfield coming off a 100-yard game, and he makes the jump cut and is swamped after a 1-yard run.
Now this Steelers offense, they know what they're up against. Last week, the Cincinnati Bengals knew that how stout they were. They came out with all kinds of different plays. I don't want to call them trick plays, but different formations. And Ben Roethlisberger, Todd Haley, the offensive coordinator, they know they got to be smart, move this football around, and try to deceive this defense every chance they get.
Extra receiver in for the Steelers, and it's Justin Brown, who caught 3 balls last week. Drafted a year ago out of Oklahoma. And from the gun, Roethlisberger's pass. It's incomplete as he goes to Antonio Brown. Covered up there by Jimmy Smith. What is the personality of this Ravens defense?
Well, this Ravens defense, after what happened last week, and if you watch the Steelers, how they played against the Browns, Dean Pease, the defensive coordinator, says this is fast break football on grass, what's on turf, but that's what they're concerned about. The screens and all the different type of plays that the Steelers throw at you.
You saw Dean Pease, the coordinator, Ravens D coordinator. 3rd and 9 for Ben and the Steelers, and they're on him in a hurry. Oh, is he walloped? And it brings out a flag as he is pile driven to the turf by Courtney Upshaw.
I think it's the crown of the helmet. Can't use it to hit the quarterback.
Personal foul, roughing the pass for defense. Lowered his helmet into the chest of the quarterback. 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Ed Hockley, the referee, and it was Upshaw after the early pressure from McPhee. Oh, he took it right off his feet.
Yes, he did. And he lowered his head and the crown of his helmet right to the chest of Ben Roethlisberger. That is textbook. That's why it was an easy call.
Roethlisberger last night told us the hardest hit he's ever taken in his entire career happened here by Bart Scott. He said he lifted him off his feet. He could see the sky. It was in slow motion, and he couldn't breathe.
Well, this one probably matched it. I think you've seen already. You got to be careful. This front can overpower this Steelers offensive line.
The penalty brings it out to the 35. They go screen for Bell, and he twists around for a couple. Elam on him. Darryl Smith also gain of 2. And last week, Bell not only over 100 rushing, but he had 88 receiving. This kid can do it all.
He can. He can come out of the backfield. Todd Haley said he's so talented, he could start at wide receiver. That's how good he can catch the football and run routes. But he made people miss. He's 20 pounds lighter now than he was in college, much quicker and more elusive.
2 tight end set here with Spaeth coming in, 2nd and 8. And there's the great wiggle and cut and hurdle as he leaves his feet trying to escape Mosley. And he's got a gain of 5. Asa Jackson was the one he hurdled over, actually.
Yeah, here it is, Jim. The fact that he's so much lighter, he says, man, my feet, they are quick. And he can get outside like he did this pass play. That is so dangerous. You don't want your premier running back jumping over defenders for 1 yard in a situation like that.
His knee landed on the shoulder of Mosley, and it's the 3rd and 2. Quick pass over to Wheaton, and he's got room. Easily has the first down. Takes it over to the Baltimore side of the field. Justin Brown, the receiver, helped clear the way for a gain of 8 in the first down.
Really simple. What they do is they just swing the receiver out here, block down the field, and get it outside. Why do you go outside, Jim? I think it's pretty evident, right? That you go inside the tackles, it's going to be rough. And I know the Steelers have a lot of ways to throw those type of plays here tonight.
Darius Hayward-Bay, formerly a Raider, last year a Colt. He's wide to the left. 1st and 10 for Pittsburgh from the Baltimore 48. And it's in and around to Brown. And he shakes off the first hit and gets near the first down. He was able to slip out of the first contact of Pernell McPhee, and they give him 9. Roethlisberger, through the years, has missed games for a whole assortment of injuries. Everything from ribs and shoulders to a concussion. Could have been hurt on that hit a moment ago, but he's in there, and he, on the toss, gives it up to Bell, who has another Pittsburgh first down to the 38.
You know, Jim, you look at that big hit, and that's what Todd Haley, since he's been in Pittsburgh, he's changing this offense. We see how it's changed over the years. It used to be throw it deep down the field. Now it's a lot of screens. Let Ben Roethlisberger get rid of the football quick. Why? Because they want him to stop taking those big hits. It has gotten better, but an environment like this against a good defense, you're going to get hit.
8th play coming up of the opening drive of the game. Brown is to Roethlisberger's left. On first down, he's going right to him. Oh, and a great play coming up is Smith to stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Antonio Brown in the backfield. Of course, anytime you see wide receivers in the backfield, look out. They're going to hand them the ball. They're trying to throw it to him. They're surely not going to hand it or ask him to block in pass protection. But that's what they'll do. Their big weapon, Antonio Brown, find a lot of spots for him on the field so they can get the football to him.
LeGarrette Blount now is the running back. Scored a touchdown last week on his first carry as a Steeler from 7 out. This time it's clogged up the middle. Maybe got a yard. It'll be 3rd and 9.
Well, this is what the Ravens, when they get situations like this, what they usually do. Because they're so big up front, Jim, and you can see they can push the pocket. Then you can just drop your defense back, give him a short pass, and then everybody fly the football and make the tackle. And if you're Ben Roethlisberger here, I'm sure he's already been told his helmet. Might try a field goal even with an incompletion, but any yards you pick up will make that field goal try, of course, a lot easier.
Yeah, their kicker, Sweezen, a really good one. The only full-time kicker in the league last year, though, who did not attempt a field goal over 50. It would be one if this is an incompletion, as Roethlisberger's throw is caught by Heath Miller. But there is a flag out back near the line of scrimmage.
And we never got to the number one key of all is what? Keep that big quarterback in the pocket, because when he runs,
Ineligible receiver downfield by the offense, number 66. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat third down.
David DeCastro, their first-round pick a couple of years ago, flagged for that one. That'll push the football out to about the 41.
He's the right guard, number 66. Oh, they're faking an outside screen. Oh, he's so far down the field already. I think there was a little confusion there on what the play was. But when he moves, so tough for defensive backs to stay with wide receivers that long or a tight end down the field.
3rd and 14. Roethlisberger's throw, caught, and again, a big-time hit. Brown a bit dazed by it, but he holds on for 18 and the first down. He was hit by Stewart.
It's a 3-man rush. Now they have a spy, Courtney Upshaw, on Ben Roethlisberger. The windows are going to be tight. The Ravens play a lot of zone, so when you're playing zone, what are you doing? You're looking at the quarterback a lot so you can track the football. And, man, that was a big hit. Awesome job by Antonio Brown just hanging on to the football.
But he is sent to the sidelines as Hayward Bay comes in for him.
What a drive after that personal foul. Steelers taking advantage of it.
First down run by Blunt. He's grabbed right away by Upshaw for 1. You were talking about the conditioning for some of these players and how, for example, Bell, who comes back in, is in much better shape than a year ago. Same could be said for Roethlisberger.
Oh, yeah. Listen, the Steelers, they got a lot of young guys and their quarterback in phenomenal shape. Ben Roethlisberger, 10 to 15 pounds lighter. You can see it when you see him on the field. You can see it in his legs. And you can also see it that he's moving better than he has in the past.
Completely altered his diet just immediately after they failed to make the playoffs last year, going 8-8. 2nd and 9. Fighting for the first down. Ball is out and recovered by the Ravens. Scooped up by D'Angelo Tyson. It was Brown who coughed it up. They drive for over 8 minutes and turn it over. Baltimore football. Brown took a hit to the head. He's going in.
Well, he's in pretty good spirits as he walks off the field, so that gives you some hope as a Steeler fan. But if he's out, that's a big deal. He's the guy that runs all those gimmick plays.
First snap for the Ravens and a completion. That's Steve Smith, and he breaks the tackle from Cortez Allen, and I think we're going to have a face mask call on top of it. Steve Smith Sr. After 13 years in Carolina and immediately last week came in and made his presence felt with this offense, catching 7 balls over 100 yards and a long touchdown in the game against the Bengals.
Well, let me say this. If you're worried about your run defense, which the Steelers are, and you play off these receivers, Joe Flacco throws it to the sidelines as much as any quarterback in football, and they'll take those short plays like that and dare you to tackle these wide receivers.
There were 2 fouls by the defense on the play. Illegal hands to the face, number 24. That is declined. There was also a personal foul, face mask, defense number 28. That's 15 yards from the end of the run. First down.
14 yards plus another 15. 14 on the catch and run by Smith.
Top of your screen, look at that cushion. Cortez Allen does play safe in some coverages. And Steve Smith, all these years in the league, you think maybe he has settled down a little bit. There's no way. This guy is as edgy, ready to play, and as tough as they come.
Can you think of a better free agent fit for a team and a personality than Smith as Pierce gets the call? And he's held to a gain of 2 by Jarvis Jones. Because you talk about Smith, in the attitude he brings, he's not the size, the height of Anquan Bolden, but he gives him that physicality they so much missed last year when Bolden was traded over to San Francisco.
Jim, he plays like Anquan Bolden. They can just snatch the football out of the air, and it gives a team an edge. You can like him or hate him, but he gives your team an edge. You need guys like him on your offense and on your football team.
To the ground again. And And driving ahead into the arms of Polamalu to midfield. Third down coming up. Smith saying Baltimore's always been on my radar. And I got to tell you, Harbaugh wanted to draft him when he was a special teams coach at Philadelphia. All these things he did at Carolina, setting franchise records.
Biggest thing is, too, the guy has got great hands. They credited him last week with 5 drops. He said, why'd you drop so many? He goes, man, I was nervous.
Yeah, but he didn't like the number they chalked up with the 5. It's more like 2. Third down completion to Pitta, and twisting down to the 44.
That was too easy. You're watching these completions. The defenders are really so far off. Pitta, nobody over him, then they're trying to drive to the football, but it's too late. Especially when you have a quarterback like Joe Flacco who can stick it into tight spots, who can drive the football, and he can make those type of plays even easier.
Pitta coming off of 10 catches last week. First down throw is Pierce, and he's not down yet. Oh, and he lowers the helmet right into Ryan Shazier. Broke away from Timmons for a moment, got 7. Follow Baltimore, Pittsburgh, or your favorite team all on your phone. Download the CBS Sports app now for lightning fast scores, breaking news, video, and more. Owen Daniels, you see, coming to the line. A longtime tight end down in Houston.
Knows his offense well down there with Gary Kubiak, now the offensive coordinator.
2nd and 3. Pierce. And again, Shazier, their first round pick out of Ohio State, was in on it, as was Cam Thomas. Last week, Pierce was not really effective, but you got to remember he had a concussion in the 3rd preseason game. He put up small numbers, but Forsett, he picked it up with 11 for 70 and a touchdown.
Forsett, situational player. Pierce, once he fumbled, they got behind. They kept Forsett in the game.
There's Pierce diving for it. Timmons went low, and
really good job by Timmons. Him and Shazier early attacking the line of scrimmage. They need to do that to help this defensive line stop the run game. And if they're short here, I have no doubt John Harbaugh will go for it here on 4th down.
you thought coming into this game that the Ravens would be able to run it against the Steelers. And they're going to face 4th and inches.
Well, Jim, the 3rd preseason game, the Steelers played the Philadelphia Eagles. Then last week they played the Cleveland Browns. And their run games are very similar to what the Ravens do. That's why you think that. And, of course, the Steelers had so much a hard time stopping last week. This good decision by John Harbaugh. It's an easy one. You got a defensive line that's had a tough time stopping the run. You've rebuilt your offensive line. It is better. Time to show it.
4th and inches. Snake, Flacco, and he has it with ease to the 32.
That was a tremendous job. Good job by Joe Flacco. Going on a quick count before the defense really got ready. But Jeremy Zuda, the center, watch it. Oh my gosh, he gets a great push inside on Cam Thomas, and Joe Flacco picked up a couple yards.
You mentioned Zuda. That center position was
awesome.
one that really needed to be addressed in Baltimore.
Hey, listen, in the NFL, if your center's not a good player, I'm telling you, your football team's going to struggle.
First down, Ravens. Pierce into a pile of bodies and picks up 3. Flacco, who has never missed a game due to injury. This is his 98th consecutive start. Of course, his journey, it has some ties, if you will, to the Steelers because he started his college career at Pitt.
Yeah, that same
building.
building.
Worked out right next door, right with the Steelers in that same building. Then he transferred to Delaware. Became the 18th overall pick in that draft, the first draft pick for John Harbaugh in his career at Baltimore. As Pierce picks up a couple.
You know, it's interesting. You talked about him not being hurt, and he is a big guy. He's, of course, more athletic than people realize. He's shown it many times. But, Jim, he plays so relaxed. And that's one of the reasons when he throws, he's relaxed. He's just that kind of person. So when he gets hit, it doesn't affect him like a guy that's really tense and tight and trying to work hard to throw the football. He absorbs those hits well, and he's done a great job of staying on the field.
And he's got Forsett behind him for the first time.
Different look, blitz look by the Steelers.
On 3rd and 4. Flacco's going for the big one. And there's contact, and there are flags. Trying to find Torrey Smith. Got tangled up with Cortez Allen. And 3 flags on the field.
Well, you gamble when you do that in a situation. You're thinking the blitz is going to get there quick. He won't be able to make the throw right on target, which Joe Flacco got protected.
Pass interference, deep. Number 20. Spot of foul. First down.
And Torrey Smith, the fastest receiver the Ravens have. The top of your screen. Here comes the blitz. Very nice by the offensive line. That's one thing they've said. It's so simple what they do. The communication is better now than it was last year, and they think they're going to pick up blitzes a lot better this year than they did last year.
Second penalty on Allen. That one for 23 yards. First and goal. And Forsett is pushed back. That picked up 1. Jarvis Jones drove him back. It'll be second and goal from the 2.
Now, they won't do it here, Jim, but sooner or later they're going to have to run a reverse or some kind of counter because the backside, those linebackers are flying down to make those tackles. The push is pretty good by the offensive line, but it's the backside defenders that are bringing these runners down.
Already inside a minute of the first quarter. Steelers cough it up on the opening drive after having it for over 8 minutes. And the Ravens call a timeout. This will be the 13th play of their first series. Second and goal when we come back to Baltimore. Coming out of a Ravens timeout, driving it on their first handle of the game. They've converted a 3rd down and a 4th down. And now they've got second and a long 2 to go to the end zone. Second and goal with 3 tight ends set. Here's the running back. Play action fake. Over the top they go. And it's a touchdown to Owen Daniels.
Good sell by the Ravens offensive line, the running backs, and Joe Flacco. They're worried about what they call the zone runs. Everybody just moving to the right. Watch everybody move to the right. The fake. And Owen Daniels releases out the backside. We talked about they needed some misdirection. The backside was attacking too much. And Gary Kubiak, famous for those type of plays.
Tucker in for the extra point. And 7-0. Completing an 85-yard touchdown drive. Daniels, all those years in Houston, where he had 29 touchdowns. His 30th of his career is his first as a Raven. Tomorrow on NFL Total Access, DeMarcus Ware is going to sit down to discuss his new life in Denver. NFL Total Access tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, live on NFL Network. And we'll be heading to Denver from here, Bill, to see the Broncos and the Chiefs on Sunday. But Owen Daniels, you had mentioned it earlier, Gary Kubiak, former head coach, his head coach down in Houston, loves to emphasize the tight ends, and Daniels signed as a free agent coming here with his old coach. Tucker again forces the touchback. Well, it was Brown who was on the practice squad all last year who coughed it up on that first drive for the Steelers. NFL Thursday Night Football is sponsored by Voya Financial, changing the way you think of retirement. And by Bose, official sound of the NFL. Antonio Brown has not come out of that locker room. They already had Lance Moore and Martavius Bryant inactive for this game. So we're down to 3 healthy wideouts as Roethlisberger finds Wheaton. Only a gain of 1.
Well, I was wondering who they'd put in that role instead of Antonio Brown. Don't forget, Dree Archer, a running back they got in the draft. He was running some of those screens. So Wheaton, very productive last week, trying to take over for Antonio Brown.
And it's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. The Ravens in the opener against Cincinnati did not have a single takeaway. They get one here tonight in the opening quarter and then take it all the way down the field for the touchdown. 7-0 Ravens after 1. For the second quarter, Jim Nantz, Bill Sims, Tracy Wolfson here in Baltimore. Roethlisberger, 6 straight completions, but for only 36 yards. Got a 2nd and 9. And we're going to go end the round again. It's Wheaton. Backers in front. And there is a flag, as you're going to hear shouts from the sideline of Baltimore, holding. Hayward Bay may be the culprit.
Holding offense, number 85. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat second down.
And he is.
Down to bottom areas wrestling with Asa Jackson. That's a good call. Grabs the jersey. Jackson not able to get off the hold to make the tackle. But I think once again you see this offense, what the plan is. The same plan the Cincinnati Bengals had. Look at that defensive front.
They've already thrown 2 in-arounds at him. They mark off the penalty from the point of the infraction, so it's 2nd and 7. Blunt, the running back, with the carry. Driving to within a couple, maybe a yard of the first. Let's go down to Tracy with an update.
Well, thanks, Jim. His helmet remains on the sidelines, but Antonio Brown remains in the locker room after absorbing that big hit from Darian Stewart. They are checking for a possible concussion. His return is questionable. I can tell you that doctors did come out. They talked with the sidelines. Still no Antonio Brown, but I should be getting another update shortly, guys.
Of course, Dr. Bradley is the man on that sideline for the Steelers, and of course they have to go through all the NFL rules and concussion issues that must be addressed here on 3rd and 1 down the middle, and that throw behind Justin Brown is the protocol they have to go through before any player can re-enter.
Yeah, that's right. Don't forget the NFL has a doctor down there to make sure they go through the right protocols. He wanted to go to a quick throw. It wasn't there. And boy, Ben Roethlisberger misses a big play down the middle to Brown.
And he knows that's on him. Brad Wing. And Jacoby Jones waiting for the Aussie-born punter. Send it his way. And he scoops it right off the top of the surface after a 48-yard punt and a fair catch. Back out come the Ravens. Their second possession. Their first yielded a touchdown. Well, Houston came into the league in 2002, forced realignment. These two rivals went from the AFC Central in 2002 to the AFC North. Kings of the North. Look what they've done since 2002. Of course, last year, the first time since '99 that they both, well, we didn't have either one of them in the playoffs. And I'm looking at this and thinking in Cincinnati, hey, Kings of the North, wait a minute, we won the division last year.
Well, listen, these two teams personify you're in the AFC North. It's weather, it's tough football, it's big people.
It's Flacco. Sidearms of the bet. It's a force set. And that's Shazier slinging them down after 9.
Well, Jim, let's look at this touchdown. Here's what the Steelers are worried about. The runs that stretch out to the right or left. It's a fake stretch right. Everybody chases. That's why we see Owen Daniels wide open for the touchdown. Now you look at this offense, Gary Kubiak. I think everybody in the NFL goes, he's a really good play action coach. Joe Flacco can fling it down the field. It's a good match.
2nd and 1 at the first. Finds a seam. Tripped up after he scoots across the 40. Pierce for 8.
Good push by the offensive line. This offensive line for the Baltimore Ravens didn't miss any time all during practice or preseason getting ready. So that's pretty good, especially when you're breaking in a new system. You learn to work together And tonight's effort, a lot better than last week's start.
First down, Flacco to Smith. Look at that cut. Right past Ike Taylor and out of bounds. This is a 35-year-old receiver. I said, man, the way you're staying in shape, it's like you're 24. He says, I like being 35. I wouldn't want to be anything else.
Show the young guys how it's done. It's a blitz. And Joe Flacco, it's a run. It looks like a run. He can throw the quick pass if he wants. Out of the corner of his eye, Joe Flacco saw the blitz, stopped, makes the quick throw back. And you said it, Steve Smith. Pretty quick for a 35-year-old guy. What a job by him.
Picks up 23. From the 36 of Pittsburgh. Play action. Throws the defense. Goes to Pitta. And Timmons slams him down. After 2. Let's go right back down to Tracy.
Antonio Brown just came out of the locker room. He's on the sideline, helmet on, and he's throwing, so it looks good. He just turned to his coaches, he turned to his players, and he gave them a thumbs up. Expect to see Antonio Brown back in there, guys.
All right, again, it wasn't his call. He had to go through all the protocols and checklists, and he's been cleared to come back in. 2nd and 9, meanwhile, for the Ravens, and bouncing around is Forsett. Still on his feet to the 22. Nifty run by Forsett. 7-year journeyman in this league. This is his 5th different team, and he's playing like he's been here a long time. Got 13 there.
Yeah, watch the right side. Number 71, Wagner, a rookie. What a job by him getting that block outside. A first-year starter, I should say. And Forsett, you said it, Jim. He knows this system. He knows this run game. Has a great feel for it. And it looks like this offensive line, they didn't get a chance to run the football much last week. But when they did, I thought they had some opportunities. It worked out pretty well.
Cortez Allen missed a tackle. He's had a tough start to this game, fresh off a new contract. Here's 1st and 10. And again, it's Forsett, this time a couple. Timmons in on another tackle.
Well, you look what these running backs are doing so far. I'm looking for Lorenzo Taliaferro maybe get a shot in this game too. He's a rookie. He's a big running back that kind of fits this scheme pretty well. And what did John Harbaugh say? He says, just kind of give everybody some carries, let them see some action, and see how it sorts itself out.
2nd and 8. And Flacco has his man. It's Daniels again. They're going to mark him about a foot shy of the 1st.
Well, Joe Flacco looks like a different quarterback than last week against the Cincinnati Bengals. Looks outside. Boy, nice pinpoint throw. Lawrence Timmons, a linebacker, has a hard time in situations like that. He's a great run stopper, good blitzer. But when you got to cover man-to-man down the field, that's hard for any inside linebacker.
Daniels didn't like the spot, but it's 3rd and a foot. And again, for the 2nd time, the sneak works for Flacco. Running right behind Jeremy Zuda, who they picked up in a trade from Tampa.
Well, I think Joe Flacco probably watched some tape on Tom Brady, one of the best quarterback sneakers there is. But you read the defensive front. What I like what he did, he went up there, had some good body language. You kind of fake the defense out. You quick snap it, and you... Hey, look, Joe Flacco's every bit of 6'6". When we talked about Jeremy Zuda.
1st down, and a carry, Pierce. And Ryan Shazier grabbed hold of him from behind, no gain. Yeah, we've seen so far in this game, Baltimore having no trouble moving the football. They've run, in fact, the Ravens 21 of the last 25 plays after the Steelers came out with the first possession and were driving before they turned it over.
It's a patient offense right now for the Baltimore Ravens, mixing their plays up very well.
2nd and 10. Flacco to the end zone, and Smith reaches out, just gets a hand on it.
Well, sometimes in a situation like that, that's why when you're a shorter receiver, I don't think Steve Smith Sr. saw that football until it was too late.
This is first incompletion of the game for Flacco, Phil.
Yeah, he's been sharp. You know, last week you heard Steve Smith talk about how he was anxious, dropped some passes. And I thought the same was with Joe Flacco. It's a new offense. Didn't get in rhythm until late in the game. Almost pulled out the victory. But he's relaxed, throwing a great rhythm.
3rd and 10. Flacco protected off his back foot, back in the end zone. Things were breaking down, and he sailed it over the top.
Probably was thinking good coverage down the field, but the thought of what he did right before the half last week, I wouldn't doubt if that was in his mind. But nobody opened down the field. Good coverage. No, the fact that I thought maybe he would move around, but again, down in scoring territory, he played it safe, had in his mind, look, then throw it away.
Yeah, Kiesel was applying some pressure there at the end, breaking down the pocket. Here's Tucker, 38 out of 41 last year. Brilliant. And his kick from 30 yards is good. First 10 of the night belongs to Baltimore. After this electrifying start against Cleveland, and then the Browns storm back, only to see the game end with a winning field goal by Sweezen. But since halftime last week, Pittsburgh's been outscored now 20, or make that 34-3. Down 10-0 in this one. And for the 3rd time, Tucker. Look at that. Hits the crossbar. Once again, the Steelers will be set up at the 20, and Antonio Brown is coming back out. NFL Thursday Night Football is sponsored by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. And by the Lexus GX. Dare to be spontaneous.
That is a beautiful bird.
First down for the Steelers, and on the run is Roethlisberger, looking and throwing it away to his backup quarterback, Gronkowski. You've been talking about Zuda over on the Baltimore side. They picked him up, their center from Tampa, but you talk about this position on the Pittsburgh side and the rich history with guys like Mike Webster, Hall of Famers, Dawson, and of course Marquise Pouncey.
Yeah, they got one that can live up to their reputation and how they played. He's athletic, he's tough, he's a tremendous leader. Talked about it already. You need a guy like that in the middle to lead the offensive lineman.
And they run right behind him with Bell. Not much there. In fact, you were talking to me this week about how that position has become so crucial in this league now. It's been emphasized even more than ever.
All the blitzing that goes on, you need somebody to help the quarterback out, how to pick it up, where to move, and that's what these centers have to do, and they have to be more athletic than before. And late last year, they weren't complaining, but the Ravens, they knew they needed a center. They went out and got it, and the Steelers, they have one of the best in the NFL.
You called it a franchise position.
It is. I think it is. It's a new franchise position. You need a good one to have a good offense.
Brown on the near side. Antonio Brown, 3rd and 9. They go screen to Miller, and he's got enough for the first.
Clever play that time. That was different. We've seen the screens outside. We've seen reverses. Now they catch the screen inside. Heath Miller, number 83, fakes the block. Dumerville thinks he's going to get to the quarterback. Nice design and nice execution.
And a wonderful block by Marcus Gilbert, their right tackle, and that is what got him the first down, really. From the 31, Bell, as they continue to try to find something right behind Pouncey. Not there, only 2. The Big Bang Theory is time traveling to a new night Monday. Back-to-back new episodes. Don't miss Emmy winner Jim Parsons. The new season begins Monday, September 22nd.
Little hurry-up offense by the Steelers, trying to change the rhythm of this game. Maybe tire out this Ravens defense, which I think is in excellent shape, even though they're really big. But Ben Roethlisberger likes this. He gets to call the plays, sees the defense.
2nd and 8. He's got Miller again, and another first down. 13 for Miller.
Hear the Steeler fans in the crowd yelling out for Heath. It's good to have him back. You know, all offenses love a good tight end. Why? Well, he's usually the guy receiving the pass closest to the quarterback. So if you can work over the middle and do those little things, you're a great outlet receiver for a quarterback like Ben Roethlisberger.
Bell is the running back. He's been contained so far. 5 carries for only 11 yards. Coming off his second career 100-yard performance. It's his turn again. And this is his best run of the night as he's still going. Gets past Asa Jackson. And steps out near the 30. Heath Miller, who had just made a couple of big grabs, that time threw a big block. 21 for Bell.
It's everything you want. DeCastro pulls, Heath Miller, they get good blocks, and then Le'Veon Bell does the rest. This is what you want in a running back. Yes, let's block it and get 5 yards, but can you take that 5 yards and make it up and make it into a big game? And the answer is this year, Bell can do it.
We'll look in the film room at Ben trying to go down the field. He may have whiffed on a block, but he was hustling. The quarterback was down the field trying to get involved in that. Timeout called by the Ravens as the Steelers are driving it.
Watch number 7 here, Ben Roethlisberger, try to get a block on Asa Jackson, and he does the right thing, missing. But it makes Asa Jackson doesn't realize it's the quarterback, I think, until the last second. He changes his course and goes around, and I think that he might have had a chance to make that tackle right there.
Led to a 21-yard run, setting up the Steelers at the Baltimore 33, first down. In motion was Antonio Brown, and a little shuffle pass to Bell. First down yardage inside the 20, and flies to the 14. That's right, first down, gain of 18.
Watch what they do. Antonio Brown in the backfield again. They're going to fake the throw to him, and then watch Bell come out of the backfield. If the throw was wide open to Antonio Brown, he was going to take it. Ben Roethlisberger, nice job finding your second receiver, getting it to him, and once again, that speed of Le'Veon Bell, it shows. Doesn't even look like the same running back from last year, does it, Jim?
No,
You're watching.
like you say, he's lighter. There's Brown. Down to the 9, coming up. Alexis halftime show. JB, Coach Cowher, and Dion will break down the first half on the Alexis halftime show. Pickup of 6 to Antonio Brown.
This little hurry-up offense gave rhythm to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you know what it does, too? When a quarterback's in control, it makes it easier for him to make decisions and make good throws.
They go spread here on 2nd and 4, including Le'Veon Bell in a slot to the left. Roethlisberger's throw is wide of the mark, but tight coverage there by Matt Elam. He was in the direction, was Roethlisberger's throw to Justin Brown.
Yep, Matt Elam, second year. Boy, what a difference in him, too. Flies to the football, can cover the slot receivers now. And when you play safety, Ed Reed can tell you he's down the sidelines tonight. When you play safety for the Baltimore Ravens, there's a lot to know and a lot to do.
Elam, their first-round pick a year ago out of Florida. Tomlin and company face a 3rd and 4. They give it on a short side to Antonio Brown, and he is stopped well short by Mosley and Jernigan.
Not much chance there. Going into the short side, you're declaring, here comes the motion. You give it to him, and it's just a sprint to the sideline, and lots of Ravens there to make the tackle.
One Raven is still down. Sweesum for a 25-yard chip shot.
That was a good drive. A lot of productive plays for the Steelers, but maybe important, the most important thing, Jim, they gave their defense a rest. And I thought their defense really came through there to hold the Ravens to a field goal the last drive.
Sweesum hitting the game winner last Sunday from 41 yards out, his 9th game-winning kick of his career. 25 yards. The hold by Wing, and the kick is good. Pittsburgh's first points. A drive that featured a lot of action there by Le'Veon Bell. Picked up 43 yards on that 5-minute drive. 10-3 Ravens. And again, here's the timeline of the events that triggered arguably the darkest week in the history of the league. The vicious February attack, and then some 7 months later, all the way until this past Monday's release of that sickening video, and hours after that, Rice's release, and then the indefinite suspension handed down by the NFL. Now, Rice was never going to play in this game. He was never part of the game plan because of that original 2-game suspension, which we all know was not the right call in the first place. But what would have Rice given this team this year? Was coming off a year where he had injuries. He was slower than in years past. Maybe it's partly due to that. What would you have seen with Rice, and will he ever play football again, do you believe?
Well, that's a lot. First off, I think he'd have been part of the rotation of the running backs. Can't sit here and say he would have been the feature running back. Steelers lining up for a fake onside kick here.
Sweezum's going to just drive it right past Jacoby Jones.
But you know, Jim, now Ray Rice is going to sit the year out. His status on the team was somewhat down. I think it's safe to say that. So now he sits out a year. His skills are going to diminish because he's not training like an NFL player and all that. And then you got to think of it this way. If you're an NFL owner, is it worth all the attention and controversy you're going to get if you try to bring Ray Rice into your football team, and after what's happened and what we witnessed here the last couple days and really the whole offseason with him? My answer is that would be a tough sell to your fan base, to your community, everybody. So it's going to be tough for Ray Rice.
Harbaugh has put Forsett into the backfield. And they're going to throw it. In fact, they're going to come over to Forsett. Closing in on him is Polamalu behind the line of scrimmage. And a loss of a yard. Here you see the trend here wasn't good over the last 3 seasons. Just 3.1 last year, and coming off that 2011 season.
Well, he was beat up last year. The offensive line was in shambles all year long, and it was a down year for anybody on the Ravens offense trying to be productive. Joe Flacco had a tough year. They all fought injuries.
2nd and 11. Draw. Forsett. And another loss behind the line for the 2nd straight play. Steve McClendon and others. It's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. 3rd and long coming up for Baltimore. Out of the break, up 10-3.
Well, Joe Flacco at ease and playing well tonight, I think. And here's his last 10 pass attempts. Of course, the checks mean completions. The X's are incomplete. Looks pretty good. Looks like that was a bowling score. He'd be doing well.
Yeah. Strikes and spares. 3rd and 13. He almost got to him, and he rifles it down the way and incomplete. Almost a diving catch by Torrey Smith.
Well, he was covered that time, but when these receivers get soft coverage, the Ravens are all over it. They're going to throw the football underneath, and you got to make the tackle. This is a good read by Joe Flacco. Little blitz. Back foot throws it. Steve Smith makes the play. Steelers have adjusted well, crowding the line of scrimmage on the receivers a little more, making it tougher to throw it outside.
All right, the Steelers should have good field position at the end of this. Plus, they have all of their timeouts. It's Antonio Brown backpedaling to the 27, shifts to the right. Ravens are there, and they won't allow him to turn the corner. Alfaro, the rookie running back out of Coastal Carolina we've talked about, in on that special teams tackle. 56-yard punt. Then the Steelers coming back out. Next Thursday, your football week starts here. Tampa Bay tangles with Atlanta. We'll go into the NFC South for that divisional matchup. Matt Ryan's got his wideouts healthy, and you saw what they did last week to the Saints. All 3 timeouts here for the Steelers. And a minute and 40 to work with. And they go with Bell.
Well, they can afford to be a little patient. When you have a minute 30 to go, 3 timeouts, you're looking for one cheap play, screen or draw. They go with the draw. Terrell Suggs. It's like having 5 defensive linemen out there with these outside linebackers. They're so big.
Here's 2nd and 9 over to Wheaton. Again, Miller trying to help by throwing a block. And Shockey Brown is on the field. Remember, we saw Asa Jackson get hurt on that short field run by Brown the last time they had it. So they're down not only Webb, who's out tonight, there's Brown, but down 2 corners. 3rd and 3.
Great hustle last play by Matt Elam. Disrupted that screen.
Got the first down. Nice catch by Wheaton. 2nd-year man out of Oregon State, picks up 10.
Yeah, good rhythm on the throw. Just 1, 2, 3. Sits on his back foot beautifully. Throws it outside. Bill Cowher always said it. You got to attack the sidelines when you have off coverage. And that's a beautiful spiral. Easy for Wheaton to catch it.
Yeah, Wheaton, who had 6 catches last week and set up the game-winning field goal with a big grab. That's his 4th catch of the night already. And now with a minute and 6. Brown able to shake off the tackle and move it all the way to the Ravens 40. Got away from both Jimmy Smith and Matt Elam.
Well, you see what this offense is about. And it's not the typical offense we've seen in the past of the Steelers outside. Just a quick throw. Why? Because it's off coverage. He's going to take advantage of it. But a lot of guys got wiggle on this offense, right, Jim?
Oh,
we
man.
see it with Bell, Antonio Brown. They got Archer, another running back. And it's just a different style. I like it. They try to incorporate everything in this offense.
On first down, Ben looked like he was going long, and now he is sacked by Doomerville. Elvis Doomerville takes him down at midfield.
It's the coverage down the field. They were going for a big play. Doomerville, top of your screen, beats Marcus Gilbert with his speed. And, you know, that's not the fault of Gilbert. He held him out long enough. You got to get rid of the football in a situation like that.
And the Steelers have called a timeout with 47 seconds to go. Well, you go back since Ben's rookie year, 2004. It's been sacked 390 times. And how does that stack up in this 10-year span? How about almost 140 more? 136 more times than Eli's been. Of course, they're all coming out of that same draft class. Eli and Phillip Rivers.
But it's misleading. You know, Ben Roethlisberger, when you have a quarterback that's going to move, you're going to take a lot of sacks. I mean, Randall Cunningham was one of the most elusive runners from the quarterback position and got sacked more than anybody because they keep plays alive. They just don't give up on it.
First sack in the first 6 quarters of the season by Baltimore. And on 2nd and long, it's Wheaton breaking a tackle. And he's within 4 of a first. Again, it's Shockey Brown in relief of Asa Jackson who makes the tackle. 14-yard gain. Coming up, the Lexus halftime show. JB and Coach Cowher and Dion will break down the first half. Well, the Steelers offense tonight, some wild moments out there.
Yeah, reverses, mini screens, a couple reverses. This inside screen to Heath Miller. And we talked about it. They do this, why? Because now they got the skill guys to get the football to them in these unique situations. But when you're going against the defense, like I've said, like the Ravens, so big and strong up front, you have to deceive them. And that's what they're doing. Keep them off balance. Try to tire them out. And it's been a good first half for this offense of the Steelers.
Right at about his target line. 3rd and 4 for Sweesom. If he's called on, this would be in territory of a new career long. But Gilbert might have moved, but Roethlisberger He just launches it out of bounds.
Well,
Before the ball was snapped, ball start, offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, it's third down.
well, he just got beat for a sack, so the crowd is really loud. Everybody's moving around, so you can't make these, you can't let the offensive linemen sit in those stances too long in a situation like this.
Backs him up to the 41. 3rd and 9 with 41 seconds. Out of field goal range at this point. Roethlisberger down the middle and almost picked off.
I don't know who he was throwing it to. Could have been Justin Brown or the tight end. I think he was trying to throw it into a hole. Watch the right hash. Oh, yeah, he's throwing it to the tight end. Heath Miller cuts across, and he's expecting to go right down the middle. A lot of times, the tight ends, they have reads. If the middle's open, they got to take it down there.
Here's Wing. Takes something off of it. Ball bounds at the 8. And then finally grabbed there by Michael Palmer. Survivor is back with an all-new set of castaways competing against their loved ones for $1 million. Survivor premieres Wednesday, September 24th, only CBS.
Couple big misses. That was a miss. I don't know who made the mistake. That coverage was a little gray, but Heath Miller was coming open for a big gain across that formation.
So the Ravens are going to be content to go in with a 10-3 lead. And they will be receiving the second half kickoff. Will Baltimore, after deferring at the start. Pittsburgh puts up 183 total yards, but only 3 points. The one touchdown belonged to, right there, that man Owen Daniels. Of course, that was all started when Justin Brown fumbled.
They make you work so hard, both teams going down the field. It's just, when you're playing a lot of good defensive players, hard to just string so many plays together to get that touchdown.
Let's go back down to Tracy Wolfson.
Thanks a lot. I'm here with John Harbaugh. And John, a lot of question marks going in about how your team would start this game. What can you say about what they've done this first half?
We're playing good, solid football. You know, penalty-free football. We haven't given up big plays against this team. That's really hard to do. These guys are tough to tackle. We're moving the ball on offense. You know, you get greedy. You'd like one more drive. But the stop right here at the end of the half was very big.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Jim?
All right, another close one between Pittsburgh and Baltimore. 10 of the last 12 decided by 3 points or less, including the last 5. That's the end of the first half with the score. The Ravens 10, the Steelers 3. We're back with the Mazda halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching Thursday Night Football. Still going. It's 10-3 Baltimore lead. Perhaps the difference in the game, Justin Brown's fumble on the opening drive of the game when the Steelers had the football for 8 minutes. Came away empty. Who do you love? Presented by McDonald's. The one touchdown. Flacco to his offseason acquisition from Houston. Owen Daniels for the game's only touchdown. And when you talk about the short turnaround from a Sunday game to a Thursday, you wonder about the quality. How crisp are the game? How crisp is the game? How are the players? Are they ready to go? What did you see here in the first half?
These teams are ready to go. That's what I like about the division rivals. Usually it means a short trip. You know the team well, so you can get your preparation done in a couple days. And I think that has shown, we've seen that so far here in this game.
And what are you looking for in the second half, Phil?
Well, I heard Deion Sanders and Bill Cowher talking about at halftime. They want some big plays. But these teams defensively are built to stop big plays. And it's going to be hard to find somebody down the field open to get that. We'll see if somebody has a different plan to maybe get that here in the second half.
That is over the head of Jacoby Jones. Let's go back down to Tracy.
Well, thanks, Jim. I had a chance to speak with Mike Tomlin coming out of half, and he was okay with where they stand right now. He said they stopped themselves, missed opportunities, penalties, and some missed throws. I asked him, would he go no huddle in this second half? And he just looked at me and said, yeah, we'll change things up a little bit, guys.
Okay. And that's what Coach Cowher was talking about at halftime. Flacco in that first half, 9 out of 12, 67 yards and a touchdown. Takes the handoff to Pierce. Escapes the pressure. He's got a flag, though, back there.
Holding offense number 53, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
And it's called on the center, Jeremy Zuda.
Jim, you know, coming into this game, we have two franchise quarterbacks. One for the Steelers, of course, and for the Baltimore Ravens. And last year, both of their offensive lines got away from them. So that was a big, something I really wanted to watch, and I thought both offensive lines in the first half performed pretty well.
That's through the fingertips. Bernard Pierce. In the first half, the numbers, where you see the total yardage decisively in favor of the Steelers. And again, only putting up a 25-yard field goal by Sweesum. Costly fumble by Brown.
It's kind of a trend we see in the NFL. All defenses, hey, first let's don't give up the big play. You know, they've learned all the passing concepts for a lot of them, the offenses. It's hard to get those plays down the field.
They go with the draw to Forsett. And look who comes up to make the play. Jarvis Jones, their first rounder a year ago out of Georgia, holding him to no gain.
Yeah, second year you see a big improvement in players in the NFL, and Jarvis Jones is one of those guys. He got a big sack last week, and he is tough on the end of the line of scrimmage. Hard to run outside wherever he lines up, right or left side.
They go with three wides. They'll bring in Jacoby Jones. He doesn't have a catch in this game. It's 3rd and 20. They fake left, go right. Forsett. And look at the way the Steelers come out of the locker room. Had 4 or 5 players right around that football, hold them to a yard.
Jim, you know, there's nothing you can do. And here's what, look at this defense. They're just circle back here. The linebackers drop. So when you see the play and you think there's just nowhere to go with the football down the field, we see this a lot. Make them throw it short. Both teams have good athletes. Come up there and make the tackle.
Sam Cook, his first punt, traveled 56 yards. There was some heat on this occasion. Another boomer. Back to Brown. Sidesteps one hit. Nice little run back out to the 48. After a big boot of 54 yards. Roethlisberger 14 out of 19 in that first half. 128 yards, down 7. Late to play NFL.com Fantasy. Enjoy free new mobile app so you can join, draft, and play from anywhere. Sign up at NFL.com/fantasy. The best starting point of the game for either side. And once again, they're going to go with the end around with Wheaton. And it's effective again. Picks up 10.
Good design. It's the 3rd time we've seen a reverse. And this keeps the defense honest, of course, but what you want to do is get outside, and they send the tight end, Heath Miller. So you got a good athlete blocking an outside linebacker, C.J. Mosley, who's really a middle linebacker. Not much he can do. Get ground and get him out of bounds.
They split out Bell to the slot on the left side. Now they're going to shift him back. Bell 7 carries, 33 yards in the first half. Oh, what a stutter step move. And he cuts to the outside. And he's got another good gain. DeCastro helped clear that side.
That's what you call setting up a block. How great is this? Watch as he goes into the line, and that little hesitation, the defender, that time it was Daryl Smith, the linebacker, committed inside, and Le'Veon Bell went outside.
No.
Offensive linemen love running backs.
No.
We take advantage of those blocks. Another good run.
First down. Look at that cut. Bell to the 21. Picks up 6. Going into the third preseason game against Philadelphia. On the way to the airport, Bell and LeGarrette Blunt, his backup, were in the car with another individual, and they were pulled over and charged with possession of marijuana. And Bell, who was driving, was also charged with driving under the influence of marijuana. No word on the court dates at this point. The case is probably going to take some time to go through the legal system. His Roethlisberger is going down for the second time tonight, and that's the second sack for Dumervil.
Every time they've made Ben Roethlisberger hold the football just for that extra beat, he has gotten hit and sacked. One got called away because it was using the crown of the helmet. Elvis Dumervil, power move. Why? Because he went around Marcus Gilbert with speed. So Marcus Gilbert, crowd noise, afraid of getting beat outside, gets overrun that time.
And Dumervil, who did so much quarterback damage in his days at Denver, but they let him get away last year to free agency. Here to the Ravens, 3rd and 12. And this will make the field goal try a little more palatable for Sweezum as Bell has the catch.
But you think about all those sacks, Jim, every time he pulls the ball down and he looks for like that next group of receivers or whatever Ben is doing, he is getting hit.
This is going to be outside of 40 yards. I'm going to call it 43 yards for Sean Sweezum. 3 of 3 last week. Made a short one already tonight. Missed only twice all of last year. And that's good. Steelers pick up 33 yards on the ground on that short drive that started near midfield. And it's now 10-6 Ravens. NFL Thursday Night Football is sponsored by Pizza Hut's bacon and cheese stuffed crust. Bacon? Enough said. The agile, all new Audi G3 Stray the course. And by Miller Lite, back in its original look. It's Miller time. Hey, the Ravens give up a field goal, and they are looking for the first down in some 14 minutes of action. The last 8 first downs in the game and belong to the Steelers. And again, no opportunity to run it back. Talk about coaches and stability with the franchise. Mike Tomlin in this stretch for Steeler head coaches, 45 years. And Chuck Noll, who just passed away in June. Bill Cowher, who won a Super Bowl, as has already Mike Tomlin. We got 2 of the 3 coaches from the last 45 years in this storied franchise history in the building here tonight. 1st and 10. Nice shift by Pierce. And when you talk about the 2 head coaches we got in this game tonight, we see them a lot, Phil, with our AFC package. And they're about as dynamic as they come.
Well, I think it's what sticks out to us when we're around both of them. You know, when they get in front of their football team, everybody knows who's in charge. And Jim, there's such a presence. You know, when we can feel it. When we're with them, the team knows it. They are the leaders. It's why their teams have success.
Dive up the middle for 3, although last year they both missed the playoffs. First time ever for Harbaugh to sit out the postseason. Tomlin and the Steelers have been 8-8 the last 2 years.
Well, you talked about the coaches of the Steelers, and it comes down to this. If you want to win in the NFL, first you got to have ownership that's directing the offense or the organization the right way. The Rooneys, patient with their coaches. They let them work through some tough times. and they always get rewarded.
Pierce holds on to it with a double clutch. He's got 3. Looked like it just got a little bit loose on him.
This Ravens offense, they need a drive here bad for their defense, for their confidence, and to get this crowd back. Listen, the crowd completely quiet. Why? This offense it's stalled. And I thought they might come out with a play we haven't seen, but they stood on the sideline and said, let's just get tough and see if we can be physical and run the football and get going again.
After 3 straight runs, it's 3rd and 4. And there's Pitta. Taking Shazier with him. And Polamalu had to help out on bringing him down, but it picks up 24, the tight end, and one of Flacco's closest friends and favorite targets.
Well, here's what happened. It is a blitz. So it gives Pitta one-on-one with a linebacker, a rookie linebacker. Very tough assignment. They give him a free release by putting him in motion. Good job coming back under. Flacco saw right away by the defensive alignment, he knew he was going to have man-to-man coverage underneath with his tight end.
Over here, open left.
Longest play of the night. That one was 24 yards. This time he finds one of his wideouts, Torrey Smith, with the grab in front of Cortez Allen. They call themselves Scorpion, 4 of the smartest people in the world working together to fight threats against America. Inspired by a true story, Scorpion premieres Monday, September 22nd only. CBS.
There's one thing about this offense Joe Flacco talked about why he likes it so much is that he doesn't have to worry about changing all the protections. He says, man, I can just call the plays and I just get to go. Don't think, just play.
After the first catch of the night by Torrey Smith, they go back to the ground with Pierce for a yard. Pierce now 11 carries for 39, make it 12 for 40. And here's what it's been like the last 4 times they've had it. One reason why the crowd has been taken out.
Yeah, it's been tough. The Steeler defense kind of caught on to this Ravens offense a little bit. Stopped the running game, which I thought was going to be a big key. Got to give the Steeler defensive line a lot of credit.
Yeah, you saw Dick LeBeau. He's got to like what's been happening here the last quarter or so. But Flacco is driving him. Taking the double whammy is Daniels. Picks up 11 and a new set of downs.
Well, they got Dennis Pitta back this year. 81 in the middle of your screen. Nice little move. Owen Daniels has caught so many passes. And if you're a good receiving tight end, you know you're going to catch a lot of footballs and you're going to take a big hit. He braced his body for it. That's a big first down for the Ravens.
First down snap. Again in the middle of the field. Steve Smith. Short gainer for 3. Steve Smith Sr. You're saying, what's the senior all about? He and his wife welcomed their 3rd son not even 3 months ago, Steve Smith Jr. And he wants to be known from this point forward as Senior. He's been commuting whenever he gets a chance. The family's still down there in Carolina. It's a 50-minute flight. He'll be going back home tomorrow, even if it's just for a half a day. But they're up here for this one. 2nd and 7. Daniels, and there is Polamalu, and that gets a flag with a shot to the head.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness defense. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness defense. A hit on a defenseless receiver. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Well, I'm not sure what he hit him with, but it's a defenseless receiver. He never had time to protect himself. If you hit him to the neck, the head area with the forearm or the crown of your helmet, personal foul.
How he holds on to that catch, I'll never know. 1st and goal. And it's Pierce. Got about halfway there.
Really have mixed their plays up well. It's amazing on the offensive side. can remember it even when I played. When you get that first down, it just frees you up. It frees the players up, the quarterback, but more importantly, it does it for the play caller, because now he can start working with what he has seen on the defensive side. So Gary Kubiak in great rhythm in this drive.
Gary Kubiak. He's already called on a tight end in this position. And now they go across the middle and then it out of the hands of Steve Smith. And another flag comes out. Polamalu and Mitchell were both right there.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness defense, number 23. An elbow to the head or neck area of a defenseless receiver. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
Second time in the span of a couple of plays. Paula Mitchell. And this is a hit he delivers on his old Carolina Panther teammate the last few years. First and goal. And Pierce stopped for no gain.
Cameron Hayward that time gets underneath and gets penetration, and there is nowhere to run the football. What a job by him. That hit, Jim, I couldn't tell if he hit him to the head area or not. It looked pretty close, but when you're far away, I'm sure it looked like it was a hit to the helmet.
Yeah, they've got three tight ends in for this one on second and goal. There's Pitta shifting to the left side on a wing. Pass wide open, and it's a touchdown. And for the second time tonight, Owen Daniels.
Well, the play action fake, I guess that's what got him. That is a blown assignment. You saw the defensive backs, Troy Polamalu going to the other side. Worried about the run. Nobody covers Owen Daniels.
Flacco was a perfect 6 for 6 on that drive, including the touchdown throw for the second time tonight to Owen Daniels. 6.5 minutes down the field. Sunday on NFL Game Day morning, Des Bryant reflects on his difficult road to NFL stardom. NFL Game Day morning, Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern, live on NFL Network.
What a drive by the Ravens. That was, I know they had 2 personal foul penalties against the Steelers, but still the play calling, the execution, and what a good time. It just switched the momentum completely around. The crowd's back into it, and now their defense is going to be fired up also.
Yeah, the Steelers were upset, particularly about that second call. One on Mitchell right there. But 8 first downs for the Ravens, finishing with a touchdown. And Polamalu and Mitchell, the two flagged on that last defensive series for personal fouls that ended up with a touchdown for the Ravens in the arms of Owen Daniels. And now the Steelers down 11. Go back to Bell. Trying to find some kind of opening and only finds 2 yards. Now the 2 hits. We're going to bring in Mike Carey, by the way, who we're proud to have as newest member of CBS Sports as our rules expert. I don't think anybody's going to second guess that call. But the second one, let's bring in Mike.
Yeah, so on this second hit, although the target was trying to be low, his shoulder came up above the neckline. As soon as that happens, that's going to draw the flag. It was an excellent call.
2nd and 8 for Pittsburgh. Low snap out of the gun. And in the area of Wheaton.
You know, Mike, when you look at that second one, I said, hey, that's kind of close. He led with the shoulder. The head was out of the way. But you looked at me with disdain right away. It's a foul because
his shoulder got up above the neck area, and as soon as that happens, the safety of the player is really paramount.
Right.
And the officials are getting great at calling that. It's a very difficult call, but he got that one right on the money.
third long, crowd noise.
This crowd has been reignited. 3rd and 8. Incomplete. Elam covering Antonio Brown, and a quick 3 and out for Pittsburgh.
Well, it's just when you get these 3rd and 8s and 10s, there's nowhere to go with the football because they're going to make you go underneath the coverage. And Matt Elam, how about this guy? Couple big-time coverage spots in this game, and he's altered some runs. Roethlisberger took a chance, I agree, trying to get that first down to get momentum back on his side.
Quickly in position, punting away to Jacoby Jones, who back in 2012 had a 63-yard punt return for a touchdown against the Steelers. And he's got a little chance to find some room here, although closed in on that sideline. And the Ravens will be very happy to begin this next drive from the 42. 50-yard punt, 13-yard run back. Ball belongs to the Ravens with an 11-point lead. Such intensity whenever they meet, and it started early tonight.
Yeah, it did. You got two teams. We talked about it. They've dominated this division so many times over the years. It's because of their physical play. I mean, you look how they're both built. The Steelers got a little more speed on their defensive side. The Ravens big. Both teams have big quarterbacks. They play in bad weather. It's fun to watch them play each other.
First down carry belongs to Forsett. Only a yard. I mentioned it earlier tonight. This is the 98th consecutive start for Joe Flacco. He has never missed a game. He started every game of his career. You can see it's the 3rd longest active streak in the league.
Yeah, these quarterbacks in this league nowadays, first off, the teams do a good job of bringing them along and making sure they protect them with good offensive lines, but they just know how to get rid of the football. They've been trained since high school and college. They don't take the extra hits. And that's the way they should play.
2nd and 9. Flacco looking for a second option. He's got Forsett. And he's about 2 yards short of the first one. Talking to Flacco, and then Roethlisberger later told us the same thing. For a quarterback coming off the first game of the regular season, you're sore.
Oh, you are, because you only played a little bit in the preseason. So I always say that the first 4 or 5 games of the NFL season are the worst. Everybody's in shape and fast. But the quarterback takes those jarring hits, even when you get good protection. So you wake up, your neck sore, your ribs. And Ben Roethlisberger said, getting ready for this Thursday was harder now than it would be in the middle of the year.
3rd and 2. Going to get his first down as Steve Smith Sr. has a gain of 5. Again, beating his man Cortez Allen. Yeah, they don't get hit. I'm talking about these quarterbacks now. They don't get hit during training camp. They barely play in the preseason. So you're going back 8 months and somebody last hit them before week 1.
How about Flacco, though, Jim? Just so nonchalantly can throw the ball from the middle of the field to the sidelines. Steve Smith loves it. The timing, the confidence he already has in a receiver that's only been here this offseason.
Flacco's going for the big one. And no one is there. Smith was down deep, but Flacco threw it away.
And Smith ran that route, raised his hand, said, I got to come out.
Flacco had hit. You can see this stretch right here. 8 of his last 10.
I like that. Well, the passing game has been conservative. They finally look for that big one down the field, but the Steelers, Dick LeBeau, his number one thing on defense, don't get beat deep. What is it, second? That's all he tells them. Corners, safeties, stay back.
2nd and 10. Tough catch made by Jacoby Jones. He's close to the 40. Boy, this Dick LeBeau defense, not a single takeaway against Cleveland. This has been a problem for them the last couple of years.
Well, it's strictly this. When you talk about takeaways, they got the speed to create some takeaways, but you got to have a pass rush that can consistently hit the quarterback. And that's what really stops this Steelers defense. I ask you right now, who's going to line up outside and where the Ravens are like going, oh my gosh, we got to get rid of the football because he's going to get there.
No takes, no takeaways in the first 7 quarters of the season.
Yeah, Jim, you got to make the quarterback get rid of it before he wants. You got to have people around him. That's how you get turnovers.
Timeout called by the Ravens. Saturday, the nation's top conference hits the ground running. The Georgia Bulldogs will tangle with the Gamecocks of South Carolina. Season premiere of the Home Depot SEC on CBS. The hoopla begins with Inside College Football and College Football Today. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce. They'll have it for you. So we get it all started this Saturday on CBS.
Yeah. Now, the other thing, Jim, about this Steelers defense that I've noticed and over the years, it used to be their linebacker blitzes. You remember the linebackers would cross over the center, and it was famous. Everybody tried to copy it, and they were terrific at it. But everybody in the league has done so many of these linebacker blitzes that they rendered them almost useless. So you've seen them so many times, you're prepared for them, and they block them up.
A 36 coming out of the Ravens timeout. And they find Smith again before he's tossed down, which merits another flag.
Well, you got a big quarterback. They send the blitz that time, and Joe Flacco can stand on that back foot and throw it anywhere on the field, and that's the second time under pressure.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 23.
And he puts it right on the money. Here's the blitz. They cross him. Pretty good pickup. Flacco protects himself. And here comes the face mask over the top. That's Mike Mitchell.
And that for Mitchell is his second personal foul penalty of the quarter.
How's Steve Smith doing?
He's 5 catches, 67 yards, and fitting in here like he's been a Raven for a long time. We're through 3, 17-6, Baltimore. Ravens leading and driving. Jim Nantz, Bill Sims, Tracy Wolfson, Mike Carey with us as well.
Well, you got a short field on the defensive side. Keep everybody in front of you. Come up, make the tackle.
First and goal to start the 4th quarter, and Flacco crossing pattern to Smith. Almost was able to get away a second time. He's held to 4. Spot him at the 5.
And Steve Smith outside coming across short. Everybody dropping back to the end zone line, and he is playing angry tonight. There's no doubt about it.
When doesn't he?
Well, that's why you want him. And to just have it, it's amazing. Last week they threw the ball 60-some times. Steve Smith, he was in for so many plays, ran down the field, and has recovered at 35 and doing it again tonight.
It's second and goal. Flacco to the end zone, and he was going right back to Smith. Ike Taylor.
Boy, he fooled me. It was a good call there. Got it down to the 5. You think they might try to run it in. Pretty good play. Could have sold the fake a little more, but Ike Taylor, veteran.
Well, look at Jacoby Jones alone.
Yeah, it's great, but the play was designed originally. The original receiver, the first look was supposed to be to Steve Smith. The old look-in pass, everybody's running in the NFL. Well done by Ike Taylor.
The Steelers can hold them here to a field goal. It'll still be a 2-score game. Big snap here, 3rd and goal. To the end zone again, and incomplete. And Ike Taylor, 2 straight plays. They were going to Smith, and Taylor had it well defended.
And they were going to limit to what he could do. Blitzed by the Steelers defense, so Flacco has to make a quick decision. And Ike Taylor ready for the back shoulder throw. Awesome job by the veteran. Keeps him in the game. Yeah, he knows that's what they needed. And Ike Taylor pulled it through for him.
Had to hold him to a field goal. It'll be just 23 yards for Tucker. Up 14. 20-6. Ravens, first minute of the fourth. Part of our observance of 9/11, CBS and the NFL once again proud to support this year's 9/11 National Day of Service and Remembrance. September 11th is now one of the nation's largest days of charitable engagement. Visit 911day.org to learn more and share your personal tribute. Well, Roethlisberger and the Steelers are down a couple of touchdowns. Been held to 2 field goals tonight. That opening drive of the game, you never would have believed early in the first quarter that's all he would have at this point. What do you see happening now?
Well, listen, there's still 14 minutes and 11 seconds. It's not like urgent, so you got to go out there and be careful and just prolong the game. Get some first downs, give your defense a rest, and I would think the Ravens are going to play very safe, make sure they don't give up the big play, and make you earn this drive to get points.
LeGarrette Blount is in the backfield.
Ravens don't like to gamble anyway on defense. They just want to sit back and keep making tackles.
In this half, the Steelers -4 passing yards. Miller, the ball came out. The ball came out and it's recovered by C.J. Mosley. Now the question whether or not that was a catch. The ruling on the field, catch and fumble recovery. Ravens. Heath Miller was the one who had it for just a flicker and then fumbled.
Catches it. Oh, yes, he's got full control. Has plenty of time. A couple more steps. That's just a big hit by C.J. Mosley. That's what you do in these type of situations. Let them catch it. Attack the person with the football, and hard hits, hitting them harder than they expect, or when they're not ready, that's what causes fumbles.
Mosley, the rookie out of Alabama, taken in the first round.
Well, even when you watch it full speed, you can see enough time elapsed, a football move, definitely a fumble.
And no question about it after looking at it. Here's Pierce, bubbling off the right side and out of bounds after 5, and he's shoved by Polamalu.
Well, that sense of urgency that I said you don't need, you need it now.
No question.
And, you know, the defense, once again, this is a tough spot. You just got to try to hold them to a field goal attempt. That's everybody there. Everybody knows that, of course.
But even a field goal for the Ravens would make it now a 3-score game. Second and 5 from the 15. Pierce wide open. 10, 5, down to the 4.
Brett Kiesel said he was hold, but there's really nobody on this edge. You'll see he comes out of the way, and when he breaks it outside, nobody there. Jarvis Jones goes inside. They push him there, and a good read by Pierce to take it outside. Eugene Moreau, his block gets it going.
Osemele had another one on Kiesel. Kiesel wasn't happy about it.
Nope. Osemele has really had some big blocks tonight. Haven't had a chance to talk about them.
First and goal. Up the middle, and Pierce. He ran right into Kiesel and Polamalu.
Wow. Low man wins. And that was Troy Polamalu. My gosh. He gets down low, braces himself, and delivers the hit. Squares up. Boy, gets his arms out. So even if he doesn't get a clean hit, he's going to bring the runner down.
Like hitting the wall. Second and goal. 3 tight ends. Here's Pitta on the wing. And back to Pierce. And speaking of a wall, this time it's Cam Thomas, the former Charger. Holds him to no gain.
Yeah, Cam Thomas, you know, out in San Diego, they play a little different style of 3-4 defense. And here, I talked about it early, it's about occupying blockers, let the linebackers make the plays, and just watching him here, he's played much better tonight than he did last week. This is a tough defense to learn under Dick LeBeau. They've had some great defensive linemen protect their linebackers over the years, and they got a new group in there now.
They bring Forsett into the backfield on 3rd and goal. Flacco rolling out to the end zone and almost intercepted by Cortez Allen. He knows that would have been enormous for his side. Couldn't get a clean grasp of it. Stepped in front of Pitta.
Joe Flacco is running outside. He's running so fast, you really don't have he can't judge. So even though he throws it where he wants it and gets quite a bit on it on the run, Cortez Allen, that speed goes underneath. Good job of coverage.
And 22 yards this time for Tucker. Over the top comes Polamalu, but the kick is good by Tucker. Ravens with 10 points tonight off of a couple of takeaways. They get shut down again, close, but the field goal makes it 17 points. Polamalu over the top, couldn't get there. And we saw during that commercial, John Harbaugh was not happy about what he saw Polamalu attempt to do, and he brought an official over and said, hey, you can't do that.
Yeah. Well, you can. So he did. Polamalu, I'm sure, knows that rule, and he made sure he didn't propel himself off of a player.
Yeah, if you launch off the back or shoulders of another of your teammates, that's illegal. No attempt to run this one back by Wheaton. Right up the middle. Right over Morgan Cox, the snapper. Week 2 of the NFL season, and our first Thursday night game with the Ravens leading it at 23-6.
Yeah.
Dump it off to Bell. Weaving through traffic, and Elam has hold of him. Gain of 9. Let's go down to Tracy.
Well, guys, just got word this Pittsburgh defense without nose tackle Steve McClendon. He is in the locker room with a shoulder injury. His return is questionable.
Last 12 first downs of this game. Thank you, Tracy. Have gone to the Ravens. As the Steelers offense has been silenced here in the second half. Tough catch. Oh, it didn't hold up though for Wheaton. The NFL season continues Sunday on CBS and Fox. The 1 o'clock games, the next NFL window. There you see it. Check your local listings for the game in your area. 3rd and 2 for the Steelers. Short 2. Stutter step move, and again patiently waiting for the blocks to unfold. And it yields Bell a first down.
Yeah, another stutter step by Le'Veon Bell, but it's a really good call too by the Steelers. Get this first down and get this drive going. It's like we've talked about so many times tonight. Get some rhythm and get that defense of Baltimore. It's late in the game. It is a hot, humid night. I don't care what kind of shape you're in. You're tired right now.
Steeler wideouts have not had a catch in this half. And thrown in the direction of Blunt. Yeah, Antonio Brown's been taken out here in the second half by this Ravens defense. They had 4 catches in the first half, nothing in this half.
Well, they were afraid of this. If you limit yourself to some of these play calls and don't run it enough, what they're doing, they're bumping Antonio Brown to the line of scrimmage and always helping him out with a safety. So take the #1 passing threat away from this offense.
Jimmy Smith's done a good job on him as he closes in at the line here on Brown on 2nd and 10. On the rebound, incomplete. And the Ravens try to play it out in case it was ruled anything like a catch, but that's not the case. Smith jumped the pass here.
Good job by Jimmy Smith. Even though he puts his arm on him, he doesn't pull him around. But you look at Jimmy Smith playing better at corner. Ladarius Webb, if he gets healthy and starts playing well, this defense can open up because of that good coverage.
Just inside 10 minutes to go. Third and 10 for the Steelers. Forced out of the pocket, over to Miller, and it's knocked down. Defended by Darrell Smith.
Coverage once again, very good. They really only end up, that look, they only bring 3 and a late blitzer. Chases Roethlisberger out of the pocket, and they've done a good job. Even when he gets out of the pocket, the defense is reacting quickly and making him throw the football.
The Steelers from the sideline were appealing for a pass interference call. And they punt it with 9:38 to go and down 17. Jacoby Jones gets ahead of steam down the sideline. All the way to the 45, and the punter is in on that tackle. 56-yard punt, 33-yard return. It's a night for the Ravens. I wonder how much thought Tomlin gave to going for it there. Down 3 scores with just inside 10 to go. As the give is to Pierce, and he's galloping for 14.
I think, Jim, if it wasn't 3rd and 9 or 10, if it had been 3rd and 4 or 5, he would have gone for it. But he sees 3rd and long, and they've only picked up 2 of those all night long. So punt it, try to prolong the game, and of course it means scoring, onside kick that way. But I think he realized 3rd and long or 4th and long, very little chance of picking it up, and the game would be over. But here we are, almost in the exact same spot right now, a couple plays later.
After the big return by Jacoby Jones and that run of 14 by Pierce from the 41 of the Steelers. Pierce again. Brings him up to 75 yards on the night after a 3-yard carry.
Well, you got to look at this Baltimore offense. We talked a little bit about it before the game. We thought they would run the football well. The Steelers hung in there and have been much more respectable tonight against the run than they were last week. But overall, their offensive line, which was such a cause for concern last year, they have fixed it up. They've protected Joe Flacco. They've run the ball at times.
And they've shut down the Steelers on the other side. Only 46 yards of offense in the half.
They just got to be happy about the pacing of their offense tonight.
Number 88, 5-yard penalty. It's 2nd down.
You know, I want to talk this season about Phil's top 5. The subject's going to change. The topic of the night, best arms in the league. Here you go.
Oh, there you go. Best arms. Now, this is not quarterbacks, everybody. I'm talking about the arm. Guys, as you look at who I got on this list, guys who can make all the throws, drive it down the field, throw it soft, throw it high and long, on the run. And these were my 5. And we had 2 in this game tonight. One of the reasons why I made that list.
So it wasn't strongest arms. It was ones that could do it all. As Forsett with the wiggle gets past the first wave and is all the way to the end zone. No, they're going to rule him down a yard out. How about that burst?
He showed it last week. He knows this offense well, playing with Gary Kubiak. And what a way to finish tonight for this offensive line. You know they're going to run the football in this situation. The Steelers know it, and still, late in the game, not able to stop it.
Yeah, looks like the knee was down. And they are a yard away from the end zone again. Oh, timeout. Taking off in a full sprint. We caught you, Coach.
I didn't see him throw the flag.
We had it in his hand.
Yeah, so they got the idea. Hand's okay. Was his knee? Your hand is allowed to be on the ground. Did his elbow hit the ground? Left hand.
You got to see the right leg.
Now we got to see what the legs are. His hand and upper body, that would be a touchdown from the other side where his legs
Here
on
you
the
go.
ground. Here we go.
I think you're going to see the leg is down. Boy, that's close. And they're back to the line now. They're not going to challenge it. They've already taken a timeout. It's first and goal. Going to let Forsett try to finish it off. He goes low and doesn't get.
Well, why didn't he just go ahead and challenge it? If you're wrong,
That's the thing you got to do. Just go ahead and throw the flag because it costs you only a timeout anyway.
I don't think coaches do this enough.
We've got Lawrence Timmons of the Steelers down. He is the field general of this defense who sets everyone up, tells them where to go. We'll step aside for a moment. Lawrence Timmons getting checked out on the Steelers sideline. Vince Williams has come in for him. Bernard Pierce in for Forsett in that backfield for the Ravens.
I don't know if Joe Flacco heard the whistle blow. Now he's just waiting to let the clock run down.
Forsett's 41-yard run brought him to this point. Second and goal. Sneak time. Pushing the pile. And they don't give it to him.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd run the quarterback sneak again. If you got Joe Flacco, one of these linebackers or Troy Polamalu time it right, they'll go in there and get a tremendous hit on him. So looks like he got the game won, but a good push. Flacco does a good job staying under the hits.
Look at Polamalu at the last minute come in and drive back a few bodies. Third and goal, foot away. Again over the top. He tried it again, and this time Timmons, who had come right back into the game, hit him.
Movement.
Before the ball was snapped, false start, offense, number 81. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's third
How about
down.
Timmons, though, re-entering the game after just one down, makes the hit here. That's what you were talking about. You didn't need your quarterback to take a shot like that.
Yeah. It could have been a running play, and Joe Flacco,
Oh, man.
he took a big one. There
Yeah.
you go.
In the jaw.
I think you understand why I say don't do that, because of that hit.
Well, they took the 5 yards to the 6, and it's third and goal. And that's Jacoby Jones going nowhere, shoved out by Shazier.
Well, the good thing there, it keeps the clock moving, even though he went out of bounds. They call him out of bounds, but it's outside of 5 minutes, so once they started the ball, they ruled he went backwards as he got hit, so the clock never stopped, period.
Well, Tucker, this one again is just outside of extra point distance, 22 yards. Well, every coach is going to find something to hang on to after a game, and John Harbaugh is going to go back and say, hey guys, we could add 2 or 3 more touchdowns. We kept breaking down inside the 10. That's going to be one thing he's going to have over his
Encroachment
team.
defense, number 97. Half the distance to the goal. It's fourth down.
Jim, he might do that next week, but after this game, they're going to be happy.
No question.
The turmoil they went through, I don't think John Harbaugh after this game is going to say he was surprised about his team, the way they played. I think this is what he expected.
Yep.
And
He said, hey, we're going to play well.
Yeah.
And people are going to say we were galvanized because of all the things that were swirling around. He says, I'm going to tell you, we were galvanized already.
That's right. The team is together. Listen, it's a good
And talking
football team.
throughout training camp, best training camp he felt he had maybe in his entire tenure at Baltimore. He expected his team to come out and play a performance just like this. 20 yards now, and it's good again.
Look, this Baltimore team was close last week. And what happened against them against Cincinnati, all these trick plays, got a little pushing and shoving. But what they saw last week, they saw some of it again tonight. And they're going to get better at stopping reverses and all the screens. And that's just going to make them a better team as the year goes along. You know, once players start seeing this stuff enough, they react to it better, and they'll take the right angles, be in the right positions, and stop these plays and make people line up and just take it to them if they want to beat this Ravens defense.
That's 6 red zone trips tonight for Flacco and the Ravens. And they've had 4 field goals and a couple of touchdowns on those 6 trips inside the 20.
I'll tell you, they've really fixed this. You look at the Ravens defense too. It's big, but even John Harbaugh said it. He goes, man, we went from one of the slowest defenses in the NFL. Now we got some speed out there again.
Tucker puts it on the tee. He was 5 for 5 in this game last year against the Steelers on this field. And tonight he's 4 for 4. This one on the ground at the 15. Wheaton. Coming back to get him is Trawick.
Ravens, good job just moving along, running this zone offense and pushing defensive linemen down the line of scrimmage. Good double team, and then coming off the block or off the double team and getting the linebacker. That was a great job by Marshall Yanda. And then a tired defense late. Justin Forsett along with Owen Daniels. Rick Dennison, the quarterback coach, all came along with Kubiak to help this offense.
And that's well behind Antonio Brown. Hey, coming up on Sunday, doubleheader day here on CBS. Early many will see the Patriots on the road again, this time at Minnesota. Vikings coming off a big win at St. Louis. And the main doubleheader game nationally, Kansas City at Denver. We'll see you there. All starting at 12 noon Eastern with JB, Tony, Bart, Coach, and Boomer. NFL Today presented by Southwest Airlines. Roethlisberger 3 out of 10 in this half. He's missed his last 5 throws. Now he's got to hook up with Bell. Good piece of running again. He's got a first down. What's happened to the Steelers offense? You go back to halftime last Sunday against Cleveland. They haven't scored a touchdown now in almost 6 quarters. They've been outscored 50-9 in this stretch.
Well, you just can't make that big play. That's what it kind of thrives on it. And when you run reverses and screens, once you get inside the 20, they're not as effective.
Shovel pass, and should have been caught, but it wouldn't have been much there anyway for Justin Brown. Incomplete.
And if you're calling in the play to Ben Roethlisberger, here's the play. Be careful. Get rid of it. Throw it short, whatever. You know, you look at him, and Roethlisberger keeps those plays extended. You don't want him to take any unnecessary hits. Down 26-6 here late in the game.
There he finds Miller for about 6 years. I'll be very interested in hearing down the road, if not after the game, about that hit at the very start by Courtney Upshaw that lifted Roethlisberger right off his feet. I mean, he's one of the biggest quarterbacks in his league, and he was airborne. Roethlisberger's gone 30 consecutive games with a touchdown pass. That's the longest streak of his career, and he's got about 3 minutes and change to try to extend it to 31. They have not found the end zone tonight. 3rd and 3, and that's the first catch of the second half for Antonio Brown. Yeah, this is established right at the very get-go
Look, that's a
A
penalty.
little bit of what this night was going to be like.
That was a great shot. The crown of the helmet into his chest. I know it's tough for these defensive players, but it's about the safety of the players in the game also.
There's Brown. And that is out of bounds. Jimmy Smith.
You know, the other thing, too, is I watched this game. I didn't have a chance to see it, but Antonio Brown, they have him doing so much, Jim. Running reverses, coming out of the backfield, catching screens, returning punts. It's a lot. You have to be careful with the guy that you count on so much, giving him so many opportunities in open field like that to catch the ball and take big hits.
He's gone the last 2 plays. He has had connections with Brown after being shut out the half. Down the middle into double coverage and wide of the target. What do you learn from tonight about this division, where this division's going? Again, Cincinnati won the division last year, won on this field just last Sunday. Cleveland's got Mike Pettin in, coaching change there.
I think the division looks strong. I think the Ravens.
Roethlisberger.
Nice pump fake to get him open.
And he's got Brown for the 3rd time on this drive.
But I look at this division. I really do like the Baltimore Ravens, the way they look. I know they lost their opener, but they put a new offense in, a lot of new pieces to it, the offensive line. Of course, the Cincinnati Bengals, so many weapons, and they are one of the few teams who can line up with 4 guys and just get to the quarterback without blitzing.
Ball tipped, and was it caught? Nata. The old rugby player in high school back in Salt Lake City. He tapped it and dove for it. Haloti Nata. Look at this athletic play. 3rd turnover of the night by the Steelers. Wide open, and it's a touchdown. How about this? For the 2nd time in his career, Nata has intercepted Roethlisberger. How many D linemen can say they picked off the same quarterback twice in a career? Nata, one of 3 holdovers from 19 months ago when the Ravens won the Super Bowl in New Orleans. You talk about how fast things change.
Yeah, they do. I remember when they drafted Haloti Nata from the University of Oregon. And they drafted him, I think, for one reason, for him to come in here and protect Ray Lewis. And he did it really well for quite a few years.
And he comes up with the first Steeler giveaway in their last 47 red zone drives.
I know you can't notice this when you look at him, but he looks trimmer to me this year. And you can see it in his effort in the play, being able to sustain. When you lose just a little bit and get in a little better shape, you're just going to put out more energy longer in these games. And they have a lot of men on that defensive front that look just like that.
So coming out of the 2-minute warning. Appears to add a little bit to his total. The opening drive of the game, harbinger of what was to come. 8 minutes, they kept the football, and then Brown coughed it up. Justin Brown. He's over here in the 2nd half, also had the same thing happen.
Well, they talked about you need turnovers, Jim, and if you're a physical football team and you just keep playing that style, just keep hitting them like they did tonight, you're going to get your share of turnovers. And they got 2 of them tonight just from big hits.
Barring anything happening here, Steelers are going to go through the first 2 weeks of the season without coming up with a takeaway of their own, as Pierce is ridden down. We're a couple of kneel downs away from putting this one in the books. The first time in a long time this rivalry has not been close. Nata and Harbaugh. Whoa, coach!
That was awesome.
That's tremendous.
You know,
Harbaugh, who brought his team together and said, be yourself. everyone else is taking. People are going to say again, wow, you guys were galvanized. As you see, the Mazda postgame show is coming up, interviews and analysis of tonight's game. But we were already galvanized, and let your personality and faith shine. Yeah, 5 straight games in this series have been decided by 3 or less. But tonight it's 26-6. Ravens with a resounding performance and victory. They will meet again on November the 2nd in Pittsburgh on a night when Joe Green will have his number 75 retired. Flacco with 2 touchdown passes, both of them going to Owen Daniels. First time the Steelers have not scored a touchdown in a game since 2011. And again, coming up next, it's the Mazda postgame show, interviews and analysis of tonight's game. Each team walks off the field at 1-1. This is exactly what you thought you would see tonight out of Baltimore, performance-wise.
Yeah, you could see it even coming together with the football team last week late against the Cincinnati Bengals. It's a good football team. The Steelers, they're 1-1, but they got a few issues with that run defense.
Let's go down to Tracy.
Thanks a lot. I'm here with Steve Smith, Sr. And Steve, what can you say about this team that you're a part of, able to overcome everything that took place this week and put up this important win?
You know, at the end of the day, we're football players, but we also are men, and people go through things, and you got to kind of compartmentalize everything, and it's tough. You know, the situations are tough, but you got to come to work, feed your family, but at the same time, you know, you got to put things aside. We'll address those things when the time comes, but also, you know, it's not all on us, so, you know.
It seems as though you came in and just fit in so easily with this team. What is it about the chemistry with Flacco and just how you've been able to just get adjusted so quickly?
You know, at the end of the day, I'm here to do a job, and I got to enjoy the journey, and I'm going to enjoy this journey. I'm going to have fun, and you know what? We're just a great team, love to have fun. You get to be yourself, so I enjoy that.
Well, congratulations. Go enjoy the win.
Thank you.
He led them tonight with 6 catches, 71 yards. The Ravens tonight rushing for 157 yards. Final score is 26-6 Baltimore. Coming up next is the Mazda postgame show for Phil Simms, Tracy Wolfson, Jim Nance saying so long from Baltimore. You've been watching Thursday Night Football. We'll join the studio after this.